It is season 2026. It's finally here for Improved Production New South Wales at Sydney Motorsport Park. Brand new year, brand new tyre for the series, the Bridgestone RE71 RS. Combined field, more than 30 starters here today. Let's get straight to the action with race one.
We jump on board with Dan Ridley in his beautiful VK Commodore with oodles of power, and he spins the rear wheels with Greg Young jumping in front of him, and Charlie Viola in his under 2 litre Honda Integra as well. Around the outside goes Charlie as they all head towards turn 2. It's Trevor Spiteri with the jump, coming back to the category after a couple of years in front of Ben Algie and under 2 litre competitor Danny Castro Jr., who started from the front row. Benny Hanrahan is in the mid-pack here, very busy in his N15 Pulsar, chasing Adam Wiedemann in his new to him Subaru WRX. Alan Reid in front of Matt Wildridge here. Alan's in the KE70, another returning competitor. It's great to see so many under 2 litre cars. Here we are with Charlie Viola, showing how quick the under 2 litre cars are versus the over 2 litre cars through the corners. The V8 will skip away here in a straight line. Back on board with a watching brief here of Dan Ridley in the VK. Charlie looking to the outside. Can't get that one done. Here's Matty Wildridge in the Escort, having a look around the outside of Mark Lamore, club president, in his little Renault. That's not going to work, I reckon. Oh, he hangs it out there. He might get this one done yet. As we head down the front straight for the first time, Dan Ridley in his VK Commodore makes short work of Charlie in the Honda Integra there. Again, back in the mid-pack, the N15 Pulsar of Benny Hanrahan swooping through the corners on the over 2 litre car of Adam Wiedemann in his WRX. Amazing variety here in the first round of the New South Wales Championship. Up the front, Joseph Lenthal has passed Danny Castro Jr., has moved up to third outright. Benny Hanrahan here having a look. Can't get the job done there. In front of him, Mayan Reddy and Graham Bone. Big mix of cars here. Rob Burson in his beautiful now blue Escort. VN Commodore, RX-7, RX-8, Pulsar, plenty of variety. Dan Ridley now having a look at Greg Young again. Oh, a little bit of a wobble. Might get the job done here, I reckon. Keeps it tight, puts the power down. It's a drag race into the last couple of corners. Looks like the VK might have the legs. Has done, and now Charlie's keen on the action here as well. Might be able to pick up the pieces after Greg getting passed by Dan Ridley. Travis Campbell's right behind them as well here in the little Honda. Travis putting this car back to a 2 litre car, used to be a 2.4. Very quick now. This field's starting to spread a little bit here. Still got Spiteri in the lead in front of Ben Algie in the S15, Joe Lenthal in the E36, Danny Castro Jr. in his beautiful S13 is the first of the under 2 litre cars. May and Reedy doing a great job here in the top 10 with Graham Bone in 10th. Back to Adam Wiedemann, Hanrahan, the ever-reliable Craig Wildridge in the Escort. David Haynes in his mighty VY Commodore. Here's Charlie fast through turn 1. A couple of laps later, he's sizing Greg up, makes short work of him under brakes into turn 2. That was an easy one. Got the run through turn 1, made it look easy. That puts him up to 6th position on the road. Now Travis is having a look as well, wants to do the same as what Charlie's just done. Looks like the tyres might be starting to go on Greg's Commodore. Oh, that's tight. Just enough room given for Travis to think about fighting another day. Well done. Oh, bit of body damage here, and unfortunately that would mean a black flag for Trevor Spiteri, which would have him relegated back to 13th. Joe Lenthal would eventually pass Ben Algie for the win. Danny Castro would have the win for under 2 litres. Dan Ridley would bring his VK Commodore home in 3rd position. Charlie Viola 2nd in under 2 litre, and Travis Campbell 3rd in under 2 litre for the first race of the New South Wales Championship.
With Charlie Viola here from Viola Private Wealth, mate. Welcome back to IPRA for another season. Tell me a little bit about this car.
Thanks, Robert. Yeah, as always, awesome to be back, mate, and awesome to be out there having a steer. So this is Matt Shiland's old production touring car. We bought it a year ago. Geordie's waved the wand over it. We've tried to make it a little bit faster and go around corners a little bit better and stop a little bit better. So, I think we're here to try and win the championship this year, if I'm honest, not to put any pressure on myself, but, we'll try and start and finish every race and put ourselves up nice at the pointy end.
So unlike you to put pressure on yourself. And you're supporting the category again, which is fantastic, and you're doing your bit for New South Wales State Motorsport.
Yeah, mate, as always, love giving back. Love watching people come out and compete. Love watching people, feel respite and happiness doing this sort of stuff. And then, it's great for our brand. You guys do a really good job in terms of promoting the brand and putting socials out and all that sort of stuff. So, and it's a bit of a cool flex walking around seeing my name on all these cars, right? So, yeah, it's good fun.
Absolutely. Well, mate, good luck with the 2026 season. No target on your back now, and go well.
Thanks, Robbo. Much appreciated. Thank you.
El Presidente, Mark Lamore. We're here for the 2026 season of Improved Production New South Wales. We've got a new category this year, don't we?
Yes, club cars. Well, a club car class is what we're trying to introduce, and it's aimed at trying to get some of those older cars that are sitting in the garages out and being raced again.
And what year does that start at?
It'll go from basically back to the early days. Cut-off currently is around 2000, which is when we went from the club car name to Improved Production.
And so basically, if you've got a car that's built around that era, but it does comply with modern safety standards, then you can come and have a run in the IPRA New South Wales field?
Absolutely. But the car must technically be mechanically as it was in that pre-2000. So no updating of late model engines and sequential gearboxes. It's as it was raced in the era.
Because back in the day, there were several hundred club cars around the place, wasn't there?
Absolutely. All those Mazdas, Escorts, VW, Beetles even, and those sorts of things. I mean, it gives them somewhere to go if they really want to come out and race with us.
Fantastic. And you can find more about the club class at IPRA New South Wales, and our website is ipranewsouthwales.com.au. Trevor Spiteri, back for 2026. Welcome back to Improved Production Racing.
Yeah, it's great to be back. 2.5 years off. It's been a bit of a wait for me.
And the Evo has come out of retirement. What have you done to it?
Rebuilt it pretty much. More what I haven't done to it. Specs-wise, it's much the same. But yeah, it's had a ground-up rebuild. 2.5 years off. Plenty of time.
So you had the qualifying session. How's the actual nut behind the wheel going?
Yeah, okay. Probably a little bit rusty. I've done 2 practice day-night sessions, so not completely green, but yeah, definitely a bit rusty.
Well, you're back at the front, mate. Pole position for the round 1 of 2026 is not too bad a way to start.
Yeah, can't complain. The guys definitely kept me on my toes, though. I couldn't believe Danny Castro, for an under 2 litre car to go that fast. It's impressive.
How good is combined racing?
I love it, yeah. I mean, everyone's got their opinion about it, but I think it's so much fun, yeah.
Awesome, mate. We'll have a great round 1. We'll see you throughout 2026.
Yeah, hopefully. Awesome.
Race 2, and we jump on board again with Dan Ridley. A much better start this time, and he gobbles up the under 2 litre car of Danny Castro immediately, but he's squeezed by Greg Young in the Commodore on the outside. Can he hang there and go around the outside of Charlie Viola? I'm not sure. Speaking of fast getaways, Trevor Spiteri from 13th passes half a dozen cars before the start-finish line with the Evo. Light work of the field. Incredible. Not to be outdone, Travis Campbell hangs around the outside of turn 1 and says, I'll grab a couple more of you as he heads into turn 2. What's he going to do here? Around the outside of Ben Hanrahan as well. And Mayan Reddy, that is mega driving. The best of the lot, Matt Lamore, around the outside of turn 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're lining up for him. That is hero stuff. Ben Algie in front of Joe Lenthal for the start of the field. Big group of cars, lots of variety, unders and over 2 litre cars, all respectfully done. Brilliant work by everybody. Charlie Viola here again, this battle rages. Same from race 1. Greg Young on the outside, he's got a run here though. Charlie's going to have to go deep, goes very deep into turn 6, that's a great move. Well done, cover it off, excellent. Travis Campbell getting in on the action as well into turn 6, up the inside of Graham Bohm. Danny Castro Jr. here behind Greg Young in the Commodore, not for long around the outside. Thank you very much in the more nimble S13, that'll do. Oh, Dan Ridley up the inside as well. 2 cars in one corner for Greg. Trevor Spiteri grabs him as well, 3 cars in one corner. I'll just grab Dan Ridley as well, thanks so much. Nothing wrong with the squirt in the Evo there. Pretty rapid in a straight line. Benny Hanrahan also going up the inside of May and Reddy here. Lots of passing, nobody rubbing a panel. This is great to watch. Algie and Lenthal again up the front. Back to Danny Castro Jr. Charlie Viola has not let him go this time. Trevor Spiteri already up to 5th by the end of lap 1. Great effort for him so far. Oh no, May and Reddy. Smoke pouring out the back of the M3. That's no good. We'll later find out that that's a power steering failure and that will put him out for the weekend. Normally ultra reliable. On board here with Charlie Viola. And Joe Lenthal's fallen back off Ben Algie here. Looks like some dramas for the M3. Danny Castro up the inside. And yeah, definitely slowing and pulls off to the right-hand side of the track there, up the escape road. Turns out he's flicked a belt off the front of the engine, he's lost power steering, lost a water pump, and that's the end of the run for the M3. Ben Algie a big lead now in front of the 2 under 2 litre competitors of Castro Jr. and Viola. Trevor Spiteri's caught them. Up the inside into turn 4 goes Spiteri, gets the job done just. Is Charlie going to hang it there? Can't quite put the power down. That Evo is so good, power down. A couple of corners later, and the Evo up the inside of the S13 as well. Yep, and he's out of here, and that under 2 litre battle can rage on now. Cut back here to Travis Campbell. He's having a look here at Greg Young. I feel like this battle could go for the whole race, these two. Around the outside and then back up the inside for the hairpin. Super respectful for both of these guys. Greg Young, great job of giving everybody plenty of space. Matt Wildridge, we saw him go around the outside of Lamore in turn 8 in the race 1. He's going to try it on David Haynes this time. Surely not. I think he's got this one done as well. No, the Commodore's there. It's going to skip away. 4 more cylinders and a bit more grunt. Matty Wildridge looks up the inside but thinks better of it. Fast forward to turn 2. Looks like Haynes has got Ben Hanrahan, and so does Matt Wildridge up the inside in the Escort. That's nicely done. Bangs it back a couple of gears. A little bit of, bit oversteer, a bit more oversteer. Wouldn't be an Escort without a bit of oversteer. Grab another gear through the bump at turn 3. Beautifully done. Let's go chasing Commodores. Algie with a big gap now. Spiteri. He's holding off these 2 under 2 litre guys, but he's not making big inroads into Algie yet. But this under 2 litre race, this is on. Viola and Castro. Dan Ridley keeping up as well. This is great. Great return to form for him in his first improved production race for a while. Again, door to door, side by side, Campbell and Young. They have been like that since the start of the race. They're just showing off now. Here goes Campbell around the outside. Is he going to get him this time? Nope. There goes the Commodore. He's going to go around the outside again. Hanging on for dear life here. He can't make that stick, can he? He's in the marbles. I think he can. He's going to be shallow though. Ben Algie hanging on in front of Trevor Spiteri. Great job from P13 on the grid. And Dan Ridley brought the Commodore home in 3rd. Danny Castro just hung on for the race 2 win in front of Charlie Viola, and eventually Graham Bone coming home 3rd in the under 2 litre field. Great job by everybody, super respectful driving.
Danny Castro, welcome back to IPRA New South Wales for the 2026 season. How's it going in the mighty Nissan?
Really good. We came yesterday and got the brain back in action, and we struggled a little bit yesterday, changing things and learning the tyre, but we're having a better day today.
That's right, 2026 now, we're on the Bridgestone RE71 RS as a stock tyre. So it's a different thing, just a matter of getting your head around it, is it?
Yeah, so the car's pretty much the same as we ran it for the Yokohama, but we have made some changes to suit and driving style as well to get the most out of the tyre.
Yep. You're still pretty sharp, mate. You haven't lost too much of it. You're up in the front half of the field in an unders car. Great to have a combined round, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good to race with all different makes and models of cars, and yeah, it's a lot of fun out there.
Awesome, mate. We'll have a great weekend. Hopefully we'll see you in a few more rounds in 2026.
No worries. Thank you.
Dan Ridley, mate, welcome back to IPRA New South Wales. It's been a few years, but the Commodore's looking sharp.
Thank you very much. It has been a few years. Unfortunately, a crash 3 years ago now, I believe, here at Eastern Creek. Significant damage to the front of the car, and look, I took my time with it. I didn't rush it. I decided there were some things that I wanted to do that I didn't do with the first version of the car, and we've implemented those changes, and now I'm back.
It is, and I know that you do a bit of work with some of the other guys in the category. Joey Lenthal, there's a few cars that you look after, but the VK is looking absolutely magnificent. Now, this is, for the people at home, over 2 litre car. Give us some of the basics of the car.
Yeah, it's an over 2 litre car. It's a 5.7 litre LS1. So instead of building a Holden engine, I went the cheap route and built the LS. It's had a little bit of work done to it, but not too much. But it's a good little package. We've worked on suspension and the front end of it now just to get it to behave a bit more. Still need to get the back to behave a little bit better. But yeah, it's a good, honest car, and I really enjoy it.
And fantastic. And we're new to this year is the Bridgestone tyre. How have you found that so far?
I'm actually got the opportunity. This car was actually used as part of the Bridgestone test, and John Boston drove on that day. And then I actually did a session later with an older tyre. I quite liked it. A little bit of a different feel. Initial braking I found, but I was quite happy with the lap times. I've actually gone faster in this car than I've been before on these tyres. So yeah, I'm looking forward to running a season on.
Fantastic, mate. Well, welcome back to the series and good luck for 2026.
Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. Great to be back.
I'm here with Pete Brealey. We're going to take a look at his unreal Commodore 1990 model. There's some pretty cool names on the side of it. So tell us a little bit about this car, mate.
Okay, well, it's a replica of a car that Brock Crompton and the journalist McKay drove it in 91 in the 12-hour. And then after 91, I bought the car. I ran it again in 92. And then for a couple of years, I ran it in production cars after that. But this is only a replica of that car. The original was sold and then was written off shortly after by a young guy in Queensland.
Fantastic. And so basically you stick petrol in it and just send it where you can.
Yeah, it's a little bit slow. It's only V6. It won't keep up with the V8s, but I don't care. It's just a lot of fun. I really enjoy it.
Only one session so far at round 1, but how did you go there this morning?
I did 55, so I think that's about as quick as this thing will go. I don't know, maybe I should let someone else in it to see if it can go any quicker, but that's still quicker. I ran an MRA event a couple of weeks ago, a 1 hour race, and I was around about those sort of times, so I think, I'm comfortable with that. For an old bloke, that's fast enough.
The older we get, the faster we were, mate. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, really appreciate it, and love the work. Thank you.
Race 3, and we're on board with Joseph Lenthal from the back of the grid in his E36 M3, and he has jumped half a dozen cars very quickly as he bangs it through the gears up towards turn 1, grabs another couple, and he's going to go around the outside of Rob Burson and his escort, and Ben Hanrahan here as well. Graham Shea doing a good job, and now he's going to find a little bit more traffic here. Huge start there, that's what he needed. Ben Algie has somehow managed to beat in a four-wheel drive Evo to turn 2. That is an incredible job in the S15. Again, a big bunch of cars. Great reliability through the field this weekend. Very little issues for everybody. Back on board with Joe Lenthal here as he goes around the outside of Graham Bowden through 4, and he's going to have a look and gets the job done on David Haynes into turn 4. That is great effort. He's right towards the front now. Benny Hanrahan here again looking at Graham Shea. These two have battled all weekend, sideways on the way in for the RX-7, sideways on the way out. That's how you drive it. It's going to get picked up into turn 6 here by the Pulsar though. Back on board with Joe Lenthal, trying to be very careful near good mate Dan Ridley, but he's snuck it up the inside turn 8. Great job. Will he be able to pick up Greg Young, who's been very impressive all weekend? No, Commodore's plenty of grunt in the straight line. Or the M3, he sneaks up the inside, and a very, very opportunistic Dan Ridley. Gets the job done. Can he hold on to it? He sure can. Algie leads after the first lap in front of Spiteri. Danny Cashel in front of Viola. That battle rages again for the under 2 litre field. Lenthal, Ridley, Young. Back on board here with Joe Lenthal. Up the inside of Charlie Viola for P4. Oh, Charlie says, not today, mate. Closes the door, runs a little wide through 5. Here we are as we jump on board with second place position, Trev Spiteri in his Evo. Oh, big sideways Ben out. You can't put the power down. He's asking a lot of the rear tyre in the S15. Plenty of torque there. And Trev says, thanks so much. You don't become a 2-time state champion without picking people off like that. Well done, Trev. Back on board here again with Joe Lenthal up the inside of Danny Castro this time in turn 4. Not his race today, Danny. He's keen to keep Charlie Viola behind him for that under 2 litre championship, and he does so. Unfortunately, Charlie suffering a suspension problem later in the race meant that Danny Castro was our under 2 litre winner in front of Graham Bone and Matty Wildridge. Joe Lenthal caught the back of Trev Spiteri and Ben Algie. Unfortunately, Ben Algie jumped the start, which is how he was able to keep ahead of the Evo, so he was relegated back to 3rd, Joe Lenthal 2nd and Trev Spiteri 1st for race 3. Great debut round for the New South Wales Championship, proudly sponsored by Viola Private Wealth. Thank you so much to those guys. Midas, Ravenol, exclusive Switchboards, JLM, V-Sport and Bridgestone Tyres. Thank you all so much for helping out.